Hello everyone, welcome to Larafant. My name is William. In this video, I would like us to look at how we can be able to use the calendar widget within our FilamentPHP application, and we would want to have it inside our dashboard. So let us go ahead and see how we can be able to do that. The first thing I'm going to do is to install a package that will assist us to do that. So you go to plugins and you scroll downwards, and what I want us to search for, we can just search for calendar like that, and we have this full calendar plugin for Filament. It is what we are going to use, and of course there are others. You can also check out if you can be able to implement them. So the first thing I would like us to do is to go and install this one. That is the package. I'm going to just do it on Git Bash because I have noticed that when I put anything that has a restriction on VS Code, sometimes I have issues with the installation. So our package is installing. And as it does that, I would like us to go ahead and create a resource which we are going to call event resource, whereby we will store our events. So the first thing, of course, that I need to do is to create a model, and then after that we will create the resource, and then we will proceed like that. So PHP artisan make model, and the name of our model, I want to call it event, and I want us to have migrations also. And so we have the events model and migration. I like to go to database migrations and open the events migration. And inside here, we would want to have several columns. So for example, the name of the event. We can have description of the event and every other thing, but we can just have a table date, time, and then inside here we have starts underscore at, and then we have again something similar which should be ends at. And probably let me just add one more thing. Probably if this event is a physical event, probably we will need to have a venue. So I think we can have it like that, and that is good enough. So in terms of our database, we are good. We can be able to run migrations, PHP artisan migrate, and our events table has been migrated. I would like us to go back and check if our installation is complete, and yes, it is done. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to just scroll through whatever it is that we have here. We will go back to whatever it is that I have skipped, but just we scroll such that we can be able to do a little bit of setup. There's a place where we have the configuration. Yes. So here where we have to set it in our admin panel provider, the Filament full calendar plugin. So I will just pick everything like that, and then go to our providers. So app providers, and then Filament service provider, Filament, then admin panel provider, that one. So then inside here, anywhere, can be able to paste in our plugin like that. I remove the semicolons below, and then we can be able to import this above. So whatever it is that we have above here is use the Filament full calendar plugin as stated in our documentation here. So that is what will happen. But then for our values, we need to pass in some things here. So for the scheduler license key, we don't have that. You can, if you have the key, then you can be able to pass it in here, and it will be able to give you access to anything premium about this specific package. But for us, we are going to use the normal things, so we do not need to struggle with that. For selectable, maybe we can set it to true, and then editable, probably we can also have it the same, but we will do something on the other end. Then we have the time zone. We can maybe just pass in config app.timezone. And then for the locale, again, we can pass in the app locale, config app locale like that. And then the plugins, we can have day grid as an array, time grid. And then for the configuration, we can just pass in an empty array like that. So basically in our config, this is similarly what it is that you'll be having. So for the license key, I just did put an empty string, then every other thing as it looks here. So now once we have that, I would like us to go back and work on our event form and go ahead and create that resource. So we're going to say PHP artisan make filament resource, and then we will have the name of our resource. So we will call it event resource. Then of course we can flag view like that. So once we hit enter, we have our resource, the event resource, and we also have view event, which is additional, and it is required for once you would like to view the details of the event, you can be able to click on it and it will show you that. So I would like to go to our event resource and where we are having the schema and create some of the values that we have. So we need to have the name of the event. So we can have text input make name, and maybe with a label of name or event name, and I want it to be required. I also want it to have a max length of 255, and then we can just import the form component text input, this one here like that. And then we need maybe venue. I believe we did have venue, so we can have text input make venue, and we can have the name as the label as venue, and also we can have it required, and also a maximum length of 255. This will be able to create for us our form that we'll be using, but I need to have the date. So in this starts at and ends at, so we can have date time picker make, and we have starts at, and then we can also have ends at. Of course, you can also ensure that you have imported the date time picker above here. So we have use filament forms components date time picker like that. So that way, and you can be able to also go ahead and do validation such that the start date has to be the end date has to be after the start date or something like that. So that you can do. But for now, I think we can just continue and see. This is where we'll be listing our events. So we have text column, make, and we will need the event name, we will need the venue, we will need starts at, and we will need ends at, I believe. So we can import text column such that we will not have that error there. So whatever it is that we have imported is this one. Filament tables columns text column, and in this case our event is very okay. So in fact, we can refresh in our dashboard. So one way in which we can be able to create the event is through the resource, and we can attempt and see if we can be in a position to do that. And then we will look at the other way. We have our events resource. Now I would like us to create an event. So we can have it as a party, maybe alumni party. In the venue, we can just pick a place, venue, just call it venue, and then the start time. So in this case, we will pick the date. So for example, if we want to have it on 11th at maybe 1 p.m. So we can be able to just scroll the dates and select whatever it is that we want, 1 p.m. And the end time probably will be the same date on 9th. And this one I want it to be 2 p.m. So 2 p.m. anytime. Even this one should be p.m. not a.m. like that. So from 1 to 2 p.m. then we can go ahead and click create. And now we have our event. Now you can see it's opening the view event page that we did create. And it's also listing the event here. So I would like us to go ahead and create the calendar widget. So we are going to just run php artisan make filament widget. And then we will call the name of our widget calendar widget, like that. Now you hit enter. And we will select option 3 for custom. And I will just hit enter because I want to create it in admin panel, not in a resource, like that. So basically we have a new thing that has been created in our application, in this case under app filament widgets. Then we have our calendar widget. And of importance is to ensure that we have removed protected static string view. And then we can also ensure that it extends the full calendar widget above here. So we must ensure that that is the case. So I will copy that and come and paste here. So extends full calendar widget, and then we can import the full calendar widget like that. The next thing that we need to do is now return our events. So for us to return our events, you can fetch the events using a method like this. I would like to maybe use this one here, the fluent way. So even if you use the previous way, it will work fine without any issues. So now what I'm going to do, I will paste this one here. And now what we need to do is to import the event model above there, app models event. It's, as you can see, we have it here. We will also import event data. And as you can see, it is a sad full calendar data, event data. Then finally, we need to import the event resource, which we have created it somewhere. And then of course the URL will be going to our view that we have mentioned. So basically that is that. I would like us to try and see if we are able to display our calendar. So I will click on dashboard because that is the place where our calendar is supposed to be displayed. It's doing a bit of loading, and now we have our calendar and we have an error. So we are having the, yes, let me just check it. I think there's something here where we have UUID. That is not what we want. We want it to be ID. And I think our event also we have other fields, which is a venue, which I will not talk about now, but we will mention maybe as we continue. So if we are to refresh now, we had created an event somewhere and it is not being displayed. Oh, it is there. Alumni party. There it is. So everything is just fine. I want us to do a little bit more of whatever it is that we have, such that we can be able to do edits when we sort of like move an event from one place to another, like that. Because currently, I believe even if we have been able to do the move, it has not been able to do anything apart from that. In fact, that's the reason why we're having the error. So I would like us to add a few more things. So we will go to still check whatever it is that we have here. And I would like us to add a form whereby we can be able to use this form for editing and modifying whatever it is that we have. So I'm going to have this form schema, and I will paste it below here like that. Then of course we can be able to import text inputs, and we can be able to import grid, filament forms grid, I think. And then we can also import the starts at and ends at. And remember, it's not a must that you use starts at. You can be able to change it into something else. I am just maintaining it is because I did call it in my database the specific name. So you can even have it as event start and event end, or whatever it is that you would want, and change accordingly. So this is our form schema. We will also ensure that we have a way in which we can be able to do the create action and edit action and so on and so forth. So I would like to just use this method here. So we will have protected modal actions. There are others that are above there, but this one is better because at least you can be able to pass in whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to paste that one here, and then we can be able to import the actions, and I think it is filament actions, edit action, and then we will also import form, filament forms form, and then of course also the delete action. So I would like us to refresh and see, and to click on this and see what happens. It's taking us to the view, which is okay. And I want to sort of like move it from one place to another. We are having issues. App filament calendar widget must be type of app models and null is given. Okay, so let me check where we could be having issues. So in our edit action, yes, we are passing in our record name. I also believe we can be able to pass in the venue, so which is a record venue. I'm not sure why we are having that issue. These actions, I think they're not supposed to be what I did pick here. They're not supposed to be the filament actions. The edit and delete action supposed to be the SAD actions, the actions that are provided for by our plugin. So I think we can be able to check again. Yes, SAD full calendar edit action, and also for this one similarly, not the filament ones. I think that is where we had issues. So I can be able to refresh again. Now, if we are to move that to a different date, we are getting that the record must not be accessed before initialization. Yes, there is something that I have missed. Which is the reason why we have had that second issue. We're supposed to pass in our model in such a kind of a fashion. So I will copy it and paste it above here because we were accessing it without initializing it, and that was the reason for our error. So now we have imported the Illuminate database eloquent model. And I believe we are now set. So let me try refresh again. And now we are having issues. Public model, nav model event class. Have we imported the event model? Yes, we have. And I think I had not saved. Try again. Now everything seems fine. So again, I will try to move it to 13th. And yes, now you can find we have our form that is now editing. So as you can see, our start has been edited to 13th, but this one is still remaining on the same date. So if I am able to move this to 13 also and check the time, then I can be able to save changes. And once I have saved the changes now, the record will be persisted at 13th. So basically that is all about FullCalendar.js using the package that we have mentioned, and you can be able to have events which you can affect in your application. And we can also be able to just double click on it and create an event. So if we want an event on 24th, we can say we have an event that is a birthday party, and then we say it is on 24th probably, and the beginning time and the ending time probably, like that, and then we create. We are having an issue, starts at, ends at. Yes, I think I need to check my form again in our calendar widget. Yes, we have name only and we do not have venue. So I think we need text input, make venue, and then save. So if I am to try that again, so let us create maybe on a different date, refresh. Now we have the name and venue, so birthday party. And the venue is Kitale somewhere. Then starts at, maybe the date is at 10th, and then the end at, again, 10th, a different time. Maybe this 1 p.m. like that, and then we can say create. Now you can see the event has been created successfully, and we are having it here. So basically that is what you can be able to do if you are working with the calendar widget in your FilamentPHP dashboard. Thank you very much for following this tutorial video up until this point. If you like the video, you can give us a like. If you are new to the channel, please consider giving us a subscription. Until next time, thank you.